Welcome back to the Nansera Wellness YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a yoga flow to strengthen and stretch our hamstrings. The hamstrings are the back leg muscles. Right before the calves comes the hamstring above here. This practice is for anyone who walks, anyone who goes running, you do sports. It's for you because you know our legs are very, very important in our lives. They play a big role. Stretching and strengthening the hamstrings is really in our best interest. That said, if you're new here, kindly subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share your opinion in the comment section. What more would you like to see? What did you think of the practice? Just let me know, please. That said, let's get started. You're gonna need 2 blocks, possibly. They're going to be like an extension of our arms. And also, you're gonna need a strap. This is the strap that I'm using, but you can use a belt, you can use a towel, anything similar will get the job done. Otherwise, come to lying on your back, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale and exhale. We're going to start with both knees bent, and now you're going to send the right leg up and kick back, kick up and back for 2. Try to keep your sitting bones grounded. If you feel a clicking sound every time you move the leg forward, try flexing into that foot, the right foot, and see if that goes better. And if you feel the sound when your foot is flexed, then do the opposite, lengthen. If you still feel it, then maybe back off a bit, don't go too far. And it's worth seeing your doctor. All right, and now from here, we're going to reach for that foot. So you can grab it with your hand if that's accessible for you. If not, that's okay. We can use our strap, belt, towel, whatever you're using to grab onto the foot and pull it towards us. Slowly just pulsing forward. And from here, hold it here and start lengthening in your leg, in your left leg, going to your body's extent. And now I want you to flex into that right foot and see if you can pull even closer. Not forcing, using the breath as your guide. With every exhale, the muscles relax even more and you're able to go deeper into the stretch. Breathe. Very nice. And now from here, I want you to engage that leg and let it go. Let's stay for 5, 4, 3. See if you can go deeper. 2 and 1. Bend into the knee. Release the foot back into the mat. And we're going to do the second side. Swing the left leg up and down. Option to flex or to point the toes. Remember to listen to your body. If something feels unusual and painful, that's your body signaling that it's not okay. And please listen. All right. And now we bring the foot forward. Use your strap, or if you can reach for that leg, reach for it. Flex into the foot, pull towards you, and pulse while you lengthen into the right leg. Go to your body's extent and breathe. Try to keep the knee straight, but it's okay to also micro bend as long as you feel it in your hamstring, back of the thigh. And now from here, you're gonna pull it towards you. Breathe. Maybe flex the foot or point the toes, whatever feels good. You might find that one side is more flexible compared to the other side, and for me, that's my left side. And then we're going to flex into that foot and let go and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Bend your knees, rock and roll all the way to the top. Plant your palms. And let's find ourselves into a tabletop, coming onto all 4. From here, we're going to send the right leg back and stretch into it. Imagine you're pushing your right foot back against an imaginary wall. Push, 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 push. And release. Left foot goes back, lengthen into the left knee. Keeping the hips square, push the mat away with your palms, suck the left knee cup in and push against our imaginary wall. And slowly release. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Maybe cycle your legs, sway your hips from side to side. An option to keep the knees micro bent or maybe lengthen them depending on where you are with your hamstrings. Next, inhale, come onto your tippy toes, stretching the front of the feet. And on the exhale, ground your heels into the mat. If it's accessible for you, fly all 10 toes off the mat. Suck the kneecaps in and push back. Breathe. So the push back should come from you sucking the kneecaps in, not from just hyperextending and pushing everything back. I want the legs involved. I want everything to be engaged, yeah? And now from here, we're going to send the right leg up for a three-legged dog. Try to keep the hips square. And on the exhale, bring the right foot between your palms, coming to a low lunge, dropping the back knee into the mat. Open your chest forward, look forward. Adjust your foot if you need to for the ankle to be in a straight line with the knee. And then plant your palms, lengthen and bow for a cat lunge. Bend into the knee, looking up for a cow lunge. Exhale, lengthen and bow, cat. Breathing in, hips go forward, looking up. Exhale, lengthen and bow. And now from here, we're going to release the right hand alongside the right foot and the left hand up for a trikonasana, stretching into that hamstring. Breathing in and out. Remember to suck the right kneecap in especially, so it's an active stretch. 2 more breaths. And then bend into the left knee, open out into a skandasana. Maybe it's not accessible for you to go this deeper and you can hold it here. Also, you can use your block for support for your hands and hold it here and breathe. You should feel the stretch in the back of your right leg, in your right hamstring. And plant the right foot into the mat, coming into a straddle. Bring the toes of your feet to face inward, heels outward, and fold. I want you to try to stack your hips right above your ankles or your heels. Inhale, lengthening for a flat back, and on the exhale, fold. And slowly coming back to the top of the mat, we're going to come into a pyramid pose. Feel free to shorten your stance. You can use your blocks as extensions. Both feet pointing forward, squaring the hips off. Inhale, lengthening into the spine. And on the exhale, we fold into our pyramid and breathe. If the blocks are too high, you can change the setting, maybe even bringing them to the lowest setting. Suck the right kneecap in. Always, we want to keep it active so we avoid hyperextending or overstretching. Inhale, lengthening. And on the exhale, fold. From here, going to bend into the right knee. Step the left foot back, returning back to a low lunge. And from our low lunge, we're going to lengthen into a half split. I want you to keep the toes engaged. Breathe in. And on the exhale, point the toes and fold. Next, inhale, flex the foot. And I want you to suck the quads in and lift up. And breathe here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, point the toes and fold. Again, you can use your blocks side to side, placing your palms on them, and feel free to stay here, or if it's accessible for you, open out into a full splits. Breathe here. I want you to try to square those hips off. We tend to fall out, but I want you to keep the hips square and breathe here. Also, you can place your palms on your blocks if that feels good. And slowly Coming out of the pause, slowly step your feet back into Adho Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog. Cycle into your knees, hips go from side to side. Beautiful. All right, second side, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend the left knee, step the left foot forward and come into a low lunge. Drop the back knee into the mat, look forward for a cow lunge. And on the exhale, we're going to lengthen and fold for cat. Breathing in, go forward, look forward for cow. Breathe out, lengthen and bow for cat. Inhale goes forward into cow. Exhale, lengthens and bows. From here, you can use your block for support if you need it. Coming into Trikonasana, or maybe going all the way down, wherever you are. It's important to listen to your body and don't rush it or compare yourself to anybody else. Go at your own pace, trust me. We're going to bend into the right knee and sink back into Skandasana, Surfer's Lunge. Again, going to your body's extent, maybe pointing your left toes or flexing into the left foot. Either is fine. As long as you engage the knees, suck the kneecaps in and breathe. And from here, plant your palms onto the mat and transition into straddle. Bring the toes to face in, heels facing out, and fold. Breathing in, lengthen. And on the exhale, with your hips tucked right above your heels, fold all the way down. If this feels really easy for you to get into, then shorten the stance. And once again, fold. And slowly turning back to the top of the mat, come into pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen, and on the exhale we fold, but with the kneecaps sucked in. Breathe here. Breathe in and lengthen, breathe out and fold. Option to keep it dynamic or static. And then from here we bend into the front knee, step the right foot back, returning to our low lunge. And then from here, we're going to lengthen into a half split. Point your toes as you fold forward. Flex and come back up. Suck the kneecap in and lift that leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Release the foot and once again fold. Stay here or find your way all down into Hanumanasana. Breathe here. Try to keep the hips square. Don't forget to breathe. Sometimes when you get into full expressions of the pose, we tend to hold the breath. Don't do that, please. And from here, coming all the way back, plant your palms. And we're going to step back for a plank pose. From here, we're going to lean forward, bend elbows back, chaturanga. Option to drop the knees or keep them off the mat. And transition into an upward facing dog. Or maybe transition into Bhujangasana. Wherever you are, tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back. Return to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And breathe. From here, we're going to bend the knees and find our way all the way down into a seated position, lengthening the spine. We can hold on to the outer arches of our feet or maybe use a strap to reach for them and slowly slide our legs down. Slide our feet. I want you to try to keep your belly glued to your thighs while you slide and breathe. If you reach your body's extent, hold it there and keep breathing. Otherwise, maybe going all the way down and then sucking the kneecaps in for our Paschimottanasana. Breathe. If you can reach for your feet, go for it. Maybe you just want to reach for your ankle joints or your shins or maybe your kneecaps. And it's also okay to round into the spine, really, because we are going for the hamstrings and the spine could use, since we've been arching it. Breathe. Maybe flexing into those feet for a deeper stretch in the hamstrings, sucking the kneecaps in, and slowly coming back all the way up. Beautiful practice, guys. I'm so proud of you. And now we're going to come to laying down on our backs. Bend the right knee, bring it to the chest. And then from here, we're going to send it all the way to the left for a spinal twist. Sending the right hand out to the right. Left hand can stay on top of the right thigh, giving it support. Maybe lengthen and reach for the toe. Stretch out into that hamstring and stay here. Or bend the left knee and reach back for the left foot with the right hand for a cat pulling its tail. Breathe. Looking over your right shoulder, try to keep the left foot in line with the left hip. The right foot in line with the right hip or even higher. Breathe. Once again, suck the kneecap in and breathe. And slowly release, returning back to center, lengthening the right leg, bend the left, hugging it to your chest. From here, we send it all the way to the right. Left hand goes out to the left. And maybe we reach for the left toes with the right hand and lengthen out. And again, we can stay here or bend the right foot, reach back with the left hand for a cat pulling its tail. We want to try to bring the left foot to be in line with the left hip or even higher. Deep breaths. And slowly returning back to center on our backs, sending the legs up and forward into a preliminary plow pose. Option to stay here or reach for your legs and send them all the way up over your head. Stretch into those hamstrings, suck the kneecaps in and breathe. And slowly engage your core, pointing to your toes, and start releasing the spine back into the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down. And release the legs all the way down. Let the feet fall side by side, bringing your hands to palms facing up alongside your hips, closing down your eyes, coming into Shavasana. Returning to your breath, exercising your mind, letting thoughts come and go like passing clouds. Staying here for as long as possible. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I wish for you good health and happiness. Namaste.